Okay, so I am so excited to interview Mark here in Savannah, Georgia. Hi, Mark.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm above ground drawing air. I'm happy.
This is no mistake meeting this fine gentleman. I was just happening to be in the store, and I don't know, we just got onto the topic of just how good God is, and he told me a really incredible story. So he actually volunteered to take a break and give me some time to share his testimony. That's what this show is all about. It's called Restoration, and it's all about how God restored his life. So feel free to just tell us, about yourself and how you got where you are right now. The short version, of course.
The short version.
Yeah,
Yes.
whatever you feel like telling. Yeah.
The real version is a very, very long version.
Right. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
What would I want to tell you first? You know what? The reality is that I would tell you that I was prayed into recovery. How's that sound?
That sounds great. So somebody prayed over you.
My wife at the time.
Okay.
She prayed for me.
Okay.
And she prayed for me, and I wound up meeting a Catholic priest by the name of Father Tom.
Okay. What kind of recovery did you have to overcome?
Alcoholism.
Okay. How long were you an alcoholic for?
I drank for 23 years. 28 years, as a matter of fact. I'm sorry, 28 years.
Okay. And tell us about Father
Tom. Like I told you a few minutes ago, Father Tom was a dark, 36-year-old Irish Catholic priest.
And how old were you at the time when you met him?
I was 4 when I met him.
Yes.
I was about 40.
Okay.
Yeah. And when he did what he did, I was 43.
Okay. What did he do for you besides pray over you?
Would you like me to tell you exactly what I told you a few minutes ago?
Absolutely. I want to tell the viewers who are watching.
All right. So in September 1989, my father was in the hospital, Stony Brook University on Long Island, dying from cancer. And the truth of the matter is that my childhood with my father caused me to be motivated to decide I was never going to cry when he died. And I visited him in the hospital many, many times before he did die, and I didn't cry when he died. And in September 1989, I was at a church picnic. And Father Charlie from the same Catholic church as Father Tom talked to me about my father. And I cried. And I got a sneaking suspicion that Father Charlie told Father Tom he needed to talk to me. So I visited Father Tom. And he asked me about my drinking. And when he asked me about my drinking, I decided I'll show you I'm not going to drink. And unfortunately, since I'm an alcoholic, that didn't last but about 12 weeks or so. And I had to have a drink. Now, he talked to me once or twice in between there. And then when I bought my last bottle somewhere around the end of 1989, and Father Tom and I talked after that, he asked me how I'd been doing with my drinking. And I was full of false pride, and I looked that man square in the eye and I said, well, I only bought one bottle in the last 12 weeks. And like I told you before, he got about 2 inches off my nose and scowled at me and growled some words to me that included, don't you know you're a alcoholic?
Right. Which is not something you hear normally from a priest.
No, that is true.
The F word is what you were trying to say.
That's what I was...
Yeah,
That's what he said.
Right, and that's pretty...
That's pretty strong language for a Catholic priest.
Yeah, it's pretty real. It's like, let's just cut the, and
cut to the chase.
Call it what it is.
Let's get real.
Exactly.
Let's tell you the truth.
Right, which some people need to hear sometimes.
Yep.
To go, oh, did someone just say that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, as I discovered years later, I had a pretty thick skull and I wouldn't listen to anybody. And I listened to him. So, on January 6th, Huh?
Yeah, you have sobriety too. You have your.
January 6, 1990, I walked in Alcoholics Anonymous, and I haven't had a drink since that day that Father Tom said that to me.
1990.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you have to understand that when I first talked to Father Tom, he asked me about my drinking, and I told him I only had 3 drinks a night, which is what I thought was a good way to keep him off my back. What I didn't do was tell him that I was drinking a full 3/4 liter bottle of Wild Turkey out of McDonald's glasses and knocking it off in 3 hours, and I could no longer get drunk.
Right.
Now, I didn't know that's what made me an alcoholic. I had no control over my drink.
Right. Right.
But I didn't tell Father Tom that. So it stopped working for me. And I'm very, very blessed and fortunate.
So you would say Father Tom and God.
Father Tom was God's instrument.
Right.
See,
Right. Catalyst to
God,
it.
God knew
Right.
what would get through to my hard heart,
Yeah.
and He brought him to the fore.
So for people out there that don't believe, what kind of advice would you give them?
Wow.
Big question. But, you know,
Well, I don't know. That actually is a tough question, because you know what I'd want you to try and understand is that I have tried to talk to many, many, many people in the last 28 years to try and help them. And if they don't want to hear the truth, they're not going to hear it.
right,
All right.
right.
Old
Falls on deaf
story.
ears, yeah.
Old story. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Right,
All right. I can look somebody square in the eye and tell them the truth, tell them the truth, tell them the truth,
right,
tell them that they're going to die
right,
if they don't stop what they're doing. And
right.
if they don't want it, it's not going to happen. So the advice might be that even though you don't want it, do something about it until you do want it.
Be open to it, yeah. Be open to the fact that you could change, right?
Yes. You know what? That's good advice for the whole world.
Yes, it is.
People can change.
Everybody.
A lot of people don't think people can change, and that's not true.
Right.
At least in my experience.
Right.
People can change.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Mark, for your time. I really appreciate this. It's so nice to meet you, and I'm so proud of you. And to our viewers, share it with people that you know are struggling with their faith or any kind of addiction or anything, because it only takes one person to make a difference. If one person sees this and tells others, who knows what could happen. So thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Have a
Thank you.
good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.